Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kathleen and thank you so much for checking out my channel today. Today I'm going to be giving you a one brand tutorial using only e.l.f. products. So if you would like to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. Okay, I'm going to start by priming my eyelids with this e.l.f. primer. And hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm just going to be blending that out with my finger all the way up to the brow bone. This primer has a little bit of glitter in it, which I don't really like that much, but it's not a bad primer. It's just a little different. Alright, now I'm going to be setting down that primer using this cream shade in the e.l.f. Mad for Matte 2 palette. And I'm going to be going in with this shade right here. I'm just going to be taking a fluffy brush and just setting down that eye primer. The Mad for Matte palettes I love. They are only $10 each and you get such a good variety of colors. Alright, now that we have got our primer all set and everything, I'm going to be going in with some tape and just putting that down on the corner of my eyelids. Now I just put this on the back of my hand to make sure that it's not too sticky and it's not going to hurt me when I try to remove it. And I just place it on the corner of my eye at the angle that I want it. And be sure to leave a little gap right here so that it's not going to get your eyelashes. And just do the same on the other side. Okay, I'm going to be going back into the Mad for Matte 2 with this transition shade right here, the second shade in the palette, and I'm just going to lay that down in my crease area, slightly above my crease area actually, because I have hooded eyes. So I'm going to be placing it because I want the majority of the pigment to be on the outer corner. So I'm going to be placing my brush first on the outer corner and blending it into the crease. And I always tap off the excess off the brush so that you don't get more than you're wanting. I'm also flicking it out all the way to the edge and bringing it down slightly where that tape is to start the winged effect. And don't worry if you get some on the lid as well, because this is just a transition shade and we're going to be putting more shades over it. Alright, now that we've got our transition shade where we want it, I'm going to go in with another fluffy blending brush, one that is just slightly smaller this time. And I'm going to be going in with this peachy shade right here. And I'm basically going to be doing the same thing, except slightly lower and not as fluffed out. Now we are going to be going in with this color right here, and we're going to be deepening things up a little bit. And I'm still going to be using a fluffy brush, just a small fluffy brush. And I'm going to concentrate this on my outer V. The lower the better, and I'm going to bring a small bit of it up into the crease. And I'm going to be flicking it out to add to our wing as well. Okay, I'm really liking how it's coming along right now. I think that I want to make it a little bit deeper though, since it's going to be more of a fall look. So I think I'm going to go in with this dark purple here and deepen things up even more. And I'm going to be taking a tiny little fluffy brush and basically doing the same thing except extremely low and just building it up to the point of darkness that I want. And being sure to flick it out in that V so that we have the desired winged effect that we want. Now I'm going to be going into the e.l.f. Prism Palette. This is the version Sunset. Looks like this. It's got some gorgeous shimmery shades in it. And I'm going to be using this shade right here. It's like a shimmery rose gold shade. And I'm just going to be placing that all over the lid with a flat shader brush. So I'm just picking up pigment on my brush and then placing it down in packing motions. You don't want to really blend this until the very end, because if you blend the shimmery shadow, it won't get on your lid in the desired effect. So you want to pack it on, and then we'll go back in a moment and blend it out. Now that that is placed to the desired effect, I'm going to go back in with my blending brush with no additional product on it and just blend out the edges of that shimmer shade. So all on the inner corner in the crease, and I'm going to get a little bit on the line where we stopped, so there is not a harsh line between the shimmer shade and the darker matte shades that we put on the outside of our lid. And I'm just going to be doing the same thing on the other eye, making sure that everything is nicely blended. I'm going to be taking a small detail brush and going into this shimmery white shade here, and I'm going to be highlighting my brow bone with that. Just slightly so that it's not too shimmery, but it just has a nice gleam to it. Now I'm going to be going back into the Mad for Matte palette, and I'm going to be taking this black shade, and I'm going to be using a angled liner brush to just mimic eyeliner. We're not going to be using an actual eyeliner, we're just going to be using this shadow today to give it more of a softer effect. So I'm going to start on my lash line and just go all the way out and bring it out to a small wing. Okay, now we can remove our tape and we can start on the face. You'll want to remove any fallout that you have underneath your eyes and clean up the look. Make sure everything is nice and sharp. Now I'm going to be going in with my e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate primer. It's just a little stick. It's super convenient when you're in a rush. And I'm just going to be putting that on my problem areas and rubbing that in a little. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. foundation. I'm not sure what this is called, but it's really good. So I'm going to be taking 2 pumps of that and blending it onto my face with a makeup sponge. When you're blending around the eyes, be careful that you don't go over your winged eyeshadow with the foundation. Just get right up on the edge there. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. We'll go over it again with concealer. I'm going to be applying the e.l.f. concealer. Again, I'm not sure what this is called, but I have it in the shade Fair. And I'm going to be placing that underneath my eyes to cover up any dark circles and also on any problem areas on my face. And blending that out with the same sponge. Now I'm going to be setting underneath my eyes with the e.l.f. translucent powder. I like to just use the puff that comes with it. For me, it helps make it less of a mess, but you don't have to do it. You can use your makeup sponge or whatever you have on hand. And I'm just going to press that underneath my eye. And I have dry skin, so I don't do the rest of my face, but if you would like to, you can. And this just ensures that you don't have any unwanted creasing under the eyes. While we're waiting for that to set, I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. Eyebrow Duo in the shade Medium. It has a powder and a wax. I'm just going to be taking a dual-ended eyebrow brush, and I'm going to be brushing through my eyebrows with that spoolie. And then I'm going to take the wax first and go in with that in my eyebrows, and then I'm going to go over that with the powder. That way the powder won't move, it'll stay all day long. And I'm just filling in any sparse areas on my eyebrows because they don't need a lot. I'm just filling in the tail and any blank areas that I have. And now I'm going to be going in with the powder side and just doing the same thing. And finally brushing through that again to make sure everything is nice and blended. Now that I'm done with my eyebrows, I'm going to brush away the excess underneath my eyes. And now we're going to go back to our Mad for Matte palette and we're going to finish up the eyes. Alright, I'm going to be going in with that first peachy shade that we used on a small pencil brush. I'm going to be blending that on the lower lash line. Next, I'm going to be going in with that dark berry shade that we used, and on a smaller pencil brush, I'm going to be blending that out mostly on the outer corner of my lower lash line. And lastly, I'm going to be going back into that white shimmery shade in the Prism Palette and taking a even smaller detail brush. I'm going to be highlighting my inner corner with that. Alright, back to face. I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzing powder in the shade Fiji Matte. This is what it looks like here. This is one of my all-time favorite e.l.f. products. The bronzer and the blush are both amazing. I'm going to be taking the bronze shade and tapping off the excess. I'm going to be bronzing up my face. Then I'm going to be taking a blush brush and going in to that blush and putting that, starting on the outer parts of my cheek and bringing it in lightly. Being careful not to get too much pigment on your brush. Next, I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. highlight. It's one of their baked highlights in the shade Moonlight Pearls. And I'm going to be taking my highlighting brush and just highlighting the tops of my cheekbones and anywhere else that I want to call attention to. I like to bring it all the way up on the side of my face. I think it looks really pretty as well. We're going to pop on some mascara. Now this mascara is just the e.l.f. black mascara, and I'm going to be honest, I hate this. It's so clumpy. I've only used it twice before, but it's very clumpy and just makes my lashes stick together, but it's the only e.l.f. mascara that I have, so I'm just going to try to make it work. The wand is just, it picks up so much product and it's just really clumpy. Okay, now that lashes are done, I tried to go in with a light hand so they wouldn't get too clumpy. Now we are going to do lips and then we'll be ready for setting spray. For lips, I'm going to be going in first using the e.l.f. pencil in Natural. It's just a light pink. Essentially, I'm just going to be using this to line my lips and lay down a base for the gloss we're going to be going in with. This shade is like a Your Lips But Better shade, at least on me. You can barely even see it really. Okay, now that that is on, I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. lip oil, and this is in the shade Pink Kiss. I love these things. They're so comfortable. You can wear it to work, just pop it on without having to worry about it, and it just makes your lips feel awesome, and it's super glossy as well, so these are one of my favorites. And I'm just going to be layering that on top of the lip pencil that we put on. Okay, now we are ready for setting spray and we will be finished. So I'm going to be using the Makeup Mist and Set, and I'm just going to be spraying that all over my face and letting it dry down, and it just helps to make everything look less cakey and more natural and help you to have more of an illuminated glow as well. And that is it for this video. Again, thank you all so much for tuning into my channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!